Hello everyone, my name is the Emerald, and today we're going to be making a quick video before the live stream tomorrow. It is currently about 4-ish p.m. I can't see my clock from here, man. Yeah, it's 4:30 p.m. and we are a day away from the stream itself, almost 12 hours. Yep. So I just wanted to put this out to talk about what exactly we should expect to see from the 3.8 stream specifically, because this is actually a pretty big one. This stream is leading into, like, it's the last version before we go into the new line. However, it's also a very interesting note because of what the implications could be for 4.0 and possible delay. Well, they haven't said anything. I don't know if it'll happen. We'll have to wait and see. So, now, let's quickly talk about, let's ignore all the like the stuff within like delays first. We'll come back to that in a second. What should we expect to see from this specific live stream? Well, first, obviously, the Dahlia. We should expect to see the Dahlia come back, show up, obviously. Is we should also get to see exactly what the finality chapter is. Way back in like version 3.1 or something, they talked about how like they're dropping like this new finality chapter with this version here. We don't really get to see what it means, but it should have reference to Peanut Connie. This is mostly stuff from there. We should also see Firefly. I believe her story is going to be very important. That's why you see Firefly here. I also believe Robin plays a huge part in the story as well. I'm not too certain exactly what it is, but I have some assumptions. I'm not going to say them here just in case, but that's what it is. Okay. So this is that. There are going to be banners. This is one of the first few times we actually are going in completely blind with banners. Every other patch we've at least had like an idea of what it could be, but this one we're just kind of like winging it, right? My assumptions are that it's going to be, I would like for them to make the Dahlia a permanent like they do with 3.7. They make the Dahlia a permanent banner with just like two reruns each phase. I think that is the best way of going about it. Will they do that? Probably not, but we'll see. The best thing to do, I will say for a fact, Firefly should absolutely be getting a rerun here. I don't see why she shouldn't. I don't really get why she wouldn't. If you look back at old banners, the last time Firefly came out was, I believe, back in 3.4. She'll be coming back at 3.8. Did out 3 patches. I think that's enough time for some characters. So we can, I mean, look at fucking the Herda, bro. The Herda came back 2 patches after she initially got her first rerun, and her rerun came out 3 patches after her initial banner. So yeah, it's actually gonna be technically 4 patches. So yeah, I think Firefly is due for a rerun. I think she should rerun, because also considering that the Dahlia is her best partner, she was literally made for Firefly. So there's that. We will also most likely see a rerun of Fugue. Fugue hasn't had a rerun for a couple patches, I think. Yeah, she came out not like too long ago, but like not too recently. Saying she came out, yeah, 3.2. Really, was less bad 3.2? Damn, it was a while then. I expect Feud to get a rerun. It'd be kind of shocking if she didn't. So, we expect that. This is where now things get very iffy, right here. So we're missing a couple of Crisis heirs to get their next banner, namely Hislin and Serdra need their reruns at this point. We're getting to that point now. So that's important. It's been 2 patches now, and they're most like, I expect at least one of them to rerun in 3.8. Which one? Probably Hislin's, just because I don't see a necessary need for Serdra right now. Also, she might become important in 4.0. Is if anyone becomes skill dependent, so they might save her for like money situations, like they want to make as much money as possible. So there's that. So we should expect to see that. I think we should expect one of these 2 for 3.5 show up. We are definitely going to see Firefly, and we are definitely going to see Feud. From there on, it's a lot of options. I think they're going to bring back at least one other break TPS. You know who hasn't gotten a rerun at all? I think fucking Rappa. She came out at 2.6 and still to this day has not gotten a rerun. So yeah, this is probably the best time to rerun her. A, because it's the next best break support, and B, it's right, as much as I hate to say it, it's the patch right before 4.0, and no one's going to be summoning on characters like the banner right before 4.0 usually, unless 4.0 gives a lot of pulls, which is I think they will give a lot of pulls, but like people like to save as much as possible. So yeah, I expect Rappa to rerun. I'm more inclined to say Rappa over Boot Hill. Boot Hill's already had a rerun at this point. Yeah, back in 3.0. Now it has been a while, yes, but it's at least been a rerun over no rerun. So what can you say? What can you do? I believe outside of that, I think every other Crisis Era except for these two have a rerun, but these two aren't rerunning next patch. It's too early, so we don't expect that. So we currently are at Hisselin's, possibly Serja, Firefly, and Rappa, and Feet. We have 5 characters. If they want to stump it down, we will not include Serja, so that's Rappa, Hisselin's, Fugue, and Firefly. Now the best way to go about this is just to add two more characters to make it another triple banner. That's what I think. I wouldn't be surprised if Jiao Cho reran, but I wouldn't really like it too much. I think it'd be just kind of awkward in my opinion, to drop him there. Final just got his rerun. Same with Made. All these people got the rerun. So literally at this point now, all we're missing is just these 4 Crisis Eras. So there's that. Ranmei is definitely not going to get rerun. She's in the shop. I mean, okay, there's like a 0.05% chance, but I really doubt she goes in that banner. I really do. So because she's being replaced by the Dahlia, so there's that. And then we need a 6th character. I really don't know who you drop. I would say Lingsha. I think Lingsha is the next best option. She got rerun back in 3.0, and I don't think she rerun since. No. So okay, if they want the funniest patch ever made, you have the Dahlia, Firefly, Fugue, Lingsha, an entire fire banner out in one go. I don't know if they will do that, but there's that. And then for the last side, they could do Hisselin's Serja Rappa or Hisselin's Boot Hill Rappa, whichever they want. I just do expect one of these to rerun, and Rappa to rerun. I expect that. If Rappa does not rerun, it'll be the most depressing thing I've ever seen, because at that point, she's just never getting rerun at that point, right? This is the best time to rerun her, and if she doesn't get rerun, GG. So there's that. There's not much else I can say about banner-wise. I don't think anyone else can possibly rerun at this point. I expect no supports to realistically run outside of Fugue, quote-unquote supports, and Serja. Yeah, I think that's all I can really say. So I'm saying my final guess is gonna be the Dahlia, across both sides. That's what I want anyway. I want that. And then you have a triple banner of Lingsha, Fugue, and Firefly. Firefly and Dahlia have to be in the same patch at least. And I expect Fugue to be in that banner too, just because that gets you the most amount of money to have some for all 3 characters in one patch. So, or on one side of the patch, instead of you can be able to use like MOC currency for it. There's that. And then, yeah, and then I expect Rappa to come back, and then one of these 2, if not both. That's my guess. Is it completely like all over the place? Yes, but this patch is already all over the place, so there's that. Anyway, that's enough of banners. Let's talk about probably the biggest thing, because listen, the events are gonna be cool, but like there's not gonna be that many because they're enhancing or building upon the Divergent universe again. So I don't expect much. We're already at level 100, I believe, so unless they're gonna go level 120, I don't really see the need for it, so I don't know. Anyway, the biggest thing is just the new region. For 3.8, being the last version leading into 4.0, would show you if we go back to, so here's 1.6. If we skip one of the best reveals of all time, right here, especially in 1.6, they showed off Pinakani. They showed up Pinakani, and like a lot of the characters that were showing up in Pinakani, right? They show up a lot. I believe if we scroll through, we'll find we see Robin here. We've gotten Firefly, Misha back here, Gallagher, Sam, who spoilers for some reason. They're the same. Firefly Sam, the same character. I know you never knew this. I know it's news to me too. Let's see if we can find Duke Inferno. Duke Inferno, who didn't even show up in story. I mean, he kind of did, but like, funny. We have the IPC. We have the IPC, Aventurine. We have just a bunch of other characters, right? Trailblaze, obviously. Erudition of Ratio. Recollection of Black Swan, which is our first show. Elation Max Fool's Sparkle, which is our first showing. Galaxy Rangers Acheron, who wasn't actually a Galaxy Ranger. And then Sunday himself, who didn't get the reveal. But yeah, they showed off Pinakani and the character and some of the big characters that you've seen there. Not all of them, but a lot of the big players. In the version 2.7 stream, they showed off Amborius. Like mainly like the lore. They didn't really show off much of the actual region itself, I don't think. Yeah, they didn't show off like any like the main places too much. But they went mostly into the lore of the story. And then they even showed off all the characters. You have Aglaya, Tribios, Anaxagoras, Hyacine, you have Made, you have Cypher, you have Castaris. We skip through. You have Hisselins. I believe that is supposed to be Evernight. This is supposed to be Terravox. This is Serja, and then Finon. And then we scroll through everyone here. Yeah, we actually weren't supposed to know who these four were. We now know who they are now, but yeah, before we weren't supposed to know who these four were. And then there's that, and then they show off the Herda and Cyrene at the very, very end. Yep. So that's what's supposed to happen. And then in this one, because we're getting a new path, they even showed off how the new path, well, mainly just like what the new path is and like kind of how it works. Basically, it's just like, you got a guy, here's how it works, yada yada. It basically just acts like a partner, but like in the backish of row. That was it. 3.8 is supposed to do that with Edo Star and Elation. However, with the controversy going on, if you remember, that's the reason why, one of the biggest reasons why we didn't get the drip marketing, because the whole diplomatic like fallout, or I guess like situation we have with Japan and China. And since Edo Star is Japan themed, yeah, we're kind of cooked here. We're kind of cooked, I think. So I don't know what they'll do. In my head, at the very minimum, they are not going to show you Edo Star. I don't think so. I really don't think they can, right? Or at least, at the very least, it's not on the Bilibili one. Maybe on here, they might. It's a very big might, but they might. However, I don't know if they'll show us Edo Star in here. I really don't know. Unless they've somehow changed the regions. But this stream has mostly been prepared for like, what, the past like 2 or 3 weeks. They've been saying this for a hot minute. So I have no idea what they'll do. I really don't. I don't think they'll show Elation. It's possible they'll say this is what Elation is going to be like, but they won't show you anything like kind of like what they did here, like what they showed you like Mem. Yeah, they showed you like Mem here. I don't think they'll do that, just because of the fact that it would require them to show off the sparkle, and since we have no idea what the sparkle looks like, they might not. We'll see. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe they will show it regardless. It's going to be a very big hit, at least on their Bilibili side, because of the diplomatic crisis right now. But I think every other region is going to be like, I don't think they're going to care too much. Well, Japan might. No, they wouldn't. Unless they like, I mean, they could. I don't know. The thing is beyond me. But yeah, I don't know what they'll do. I think, in my head, at the very on the Bilibili of the Chinese stream, when they showed that for them, they will not show Edo Star. There's just no way they can. The problem is, if they show Edo Star here, and then they change it in the future, that might cause people to be like, why did they get changed, right? So there's that. I don't know what they'll do. I really don't. It's all over the place. We'll have to wait and see for tomorrow to see exactly what the changes are, if they do anything. So hopefully at the very least we get to at least understand what Elation does. I would like that. Because if we don't know how Elation works here, we have to wait for the beta to come out and try to understand that was gonna be a pain in the ass. I can tell you that much. Whatever. This should also be the patch on off topic. This should be the patch that should introduce the new material for Yao Guang if she needs it. And then I don't think this will happen. There's a very, very small possibility. I'm going to say it's not going to happen, but there's a very small chance they give Elation Paths materials, but I really do doubt that. I'm like 99% positive they will not do that, but hey, I gotta put it out there. Yeah, that should be everything this patch gives. There's not much else that they can be showing us here, so yeah. This is gonna be one interesting stream, because of the crisis going on right now. I assume they're just gonna roll. At least in the English side, they're just gonna roll with it and see what happens. I think. We'll have to wait and see. Chinese side is gonna be all over the place because I assume they're just gonna get rid of everything Edo Star really, just nuke it off existence. And if Sparkle ever shows up on the Chinese side, oh, she's getting flamed. I just know it. It sucks too, because like that character is very popular in China. I believe like before that crisis happened, she was like the third or fourth most like, when it comes to the Chinese like social media, she was like she was the third most popular character, which is fun. I mean, now I assume her reputation has dropped significantly at this point, but we'll see. Yeah, I hope you haven't. That's it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you want to expect from this stream. I am very excited to see what the final chapter is like. I'm not the biggest fan of Firefly, but hey, if they give her a good story, they give her a good story. We need a good story after what happened with Amphoris. That'll be it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.